Okay, everyone. Hi there. I am just going to share some information here, announcements, some insights, some feedback, improvements related to LiftEd. I do not love doing these Facebook Live videos, but I've been told I need to do more of them to keep everybody updated. And so you will be seeing me at least weekly. I've promised that I would do a live video and give some of the updates about what things we have done to improve, feedback that we've received that we're putting in place, announcements for special events coming up. Nate will, of course, be doing that as well in some of these cases for our LiftEd students during class time. But this is more for you parents. I'll start with a little apology. I think this morning we had a glitch for level 2 learners in the research video. It sounds like there was a bug. I was talking with Tim Hall. I think many of you know Tim now. He's the assistant director of AHS Worldwide. And Tim said, my son, his name is Dominic, he's 9, and he's in level 2. And he came to his dad and he said, Dad, I can't get past this part, and I'm wondering if you can fix it. Hoping that he could, but Tim said, no, that's not something that I can fix. That's something that the developers fix. And he kind of looked down and kind of disappointingly said, okay, well, must just be one of those bugs. Even the kids are picking up on the terminology of a pilot software. Things have improved significantly, and of course we thank you for your patience over the first month. It's been a month now, and it's been a good first month. It's been bumpy, especially at the beginning, but they've done a tremendous amount of work in fixing some of those, smoothing those bumps out and fixing a lot of bugs that we had in the first week specifically. I wanted to share a couple announcements that will be significant for you and the experience that you're having. There's some changes that are forthcoming, some as early as this coming Monday, and we've approached this with a lot of caution, with a lot of good feedback from 2 focus groups now. About 3 weeks ago, we had our first focus group, and then last Friday we had our second focus group. And during those focus groups, we make a lot of important decisions. We ask important questions and we gather feedback. We do a lot of polls during those focus groups. So if you want to be a part of the decisions that we're making related to some really significant changes and ideas that we have, then we always encourage you to join those focus groups, which will be every month at this point. So we had two during the first month because we had so much that we needed to get feedback about and on. But moving forward, we'll probably have a focus group every first Thursday, or I can't remember which Thursday it is, but it'll be once a month and on a Thursday, not on a Friday. A lot of you are meeting on Fridays, and if you are meeting on Fridays, we want to know about that. If you could share on social or send us a picture, take videos, those things are really helpful to us as we explain and share some of the outcomes and benefits of LiftEd with families and donors. We talked in a recent focus group about the idea of helping us, and one of the ways that you can help us is just by sharing the stories and the successes that you're experiencing in your home and in your community. And one of those especially is if you're getting together with other families. That's one thing that we consider a significant outcome of LiftEd and how it helps families to connect with each other and support each other locally. So if you have examples of that, we'd love to see it. All right, now to the announcements. The most important one is that we've decided after a poll and a discussion that we had in a focus group last Friday that we're going to be switching class time and explore time. This is significant because the students will have an entire day to do one of the record assignments and come prepared for a class discussion, whereas right now they're exploring, and most times they have only 20 minutes to work on one of those assignments, and then we discuss what they learned in explore time. But really what we want that class time to be focused on is what they've done, what they've discovered while they've been exploring, what they've discovered while they've completed one of the record assignments. And for us to focus on what they've done and jump off of that, we really need to give them more time to do. And so class time will be at 9 for most of you. Some of you are in different time zone, but the great majority are probably 95% of you are in a time zone that includes explore time right now at 9 o'clock and class time at 10. And that's just going to flip. And so the same hours of the day will be occupied, so it shouldn't make a big difference with your schedule. But class time will be at 9, and we'll be talking about the Explore time that we completed the day before at 10. And so we'll gather together at 9 in our class. We'll talk about what we learned. We'll start with the Kahoot quiz to encourage students to be there on time, and we'll end with the Start Right, so that we can kind of get the wiggles out and move around and do a little bit of exercise before we go into that Explore time. That's another change. So not just the flip of class time and Explore time, but also the swap of Start Right videos at the beginning to the end now, and Kahoot from the end to the beginning of that class time. Okay, next is we talked a lot about changing teachers in some cases, and there will be a survey that I send tomorrow with a question. We're gonna seek for more clarity on this question about when we do this, but we are going to adjust some of the teachers as we realize some of the coaches, I should say. We've learned, and this is common every year, that some coaches do better with level 1. Other coaches do better with level 3 or level 2. And so as we've learned more about the coaches and what they enjoy and where they're successful, where they connect the most with the kids, we want them to be teaching and coaching in those classes. And so we're going to move coaches around a little bit, which means that in some cases you might have a different coach. All of your children have at least 2 coaches. And so it's very possible that they will have at least one coach that's staying with them. So there'll be some continuity. But in the next few weeks, I believe we'll be moving some of those coaches around to the levels that they're best suited to be coaching, where they can connect the best with their students. Again, you're going to get a survey. We're going to ask when's the right time to do this, and you can weigh in on that. And if most feel that it's best to do that at the end of the semester, then we'll wait till the end of the semester or end of the term, or as soon as possible. Okay, this Monday we're going to have our first celebration, and the celebrations are an important method that we use at American Heritage School, and something that we've incorporated into Power Hour in previous years, but we're going to do that a little bit more intentionally. So this first celebration coming up is the Africa celebration. At the end of each unit, we're going to have a celebration, and the children, and of course you, will learn more about what that looks like and what you need to do to prepare. For this one, we've been working on it. For the last 2 weeks, the kids have been working on a mini master project on a country they chose in Africa. And they're going to take a minute if they want to. They don't have to, but we hope that they share a minute of information about the country, something interesting from that country, interesting food or sport or tradition. Maybe they dress up and wear something from Africa. Or maybe we play some music, or maybe we'll watch a little movie, an African movie, or play an African game together. But this is a celebration. Again, it's something that we do and that kids love at American Heritage School, and what we'd love to incorporate a little bit more intentionally in the worldwide program through LiftEd. Okay, we're going to combine 2 mountain level 1 classes. What we've learned is that the class time really is of tremendous benefit. The benefit increases as the student's age increases. We've had probably more than 50% of our level 1 students have opted out of the class altogether. They're just too young. And that kind of connection isn't what they're looking for at that age, which is great. That's perfectly fine. We don't even consider that to be negative feedback. It's something very positive, and as a consequence, we were able to combine 2 of these level 1 classes, so that there are more students in that class. Not a lot of students. There'll still be about 40 students or so in that particular class. But what it will allow us to do is to create another level 3 class where the students are highly invested and committed to this live experience, this live class. In one of the classes, we have as many as, I think, over 60 students. We have over 80 students enrolled, and on average 60 students each day attending that class. And so we want to get that down to a more manageable size. And so we're going to create a 3rd level 3 mountain time class. And so Nate will be looking at the geography of all of our level 3 mountain students, mountain time zone students, and organizing them by geography like he has with the 2 that are currently split. Again, that will be you'll probably wonder when that's going to happen. And if I had to guess, I'd say a week from this coming Monday. Or maybe at the end of the next unit, that could be as well. So in two weeks from Monday. Anyway, it won't happen on Monday like it will with Explore Time and Class Time. That is swapping on Monday. So that'll be the first day that Class Time is at 9. And that Class Time is at 9 and Explore Time is at 10. That's coming up in our very next Class Time on Monday for the celebration. Okay, 40-minute level ones. You've probably already noticed if you're in level 1 attending class, and if you've dropped out of level 1 because you felt like it was too long, you might want to try it again and jump back in and just see how things have changed. But we've reduced the time from 50 minutes to 40 minutes. About 85% of our level 1 parents said that 50 minutes was too long. About half of those, 85%, said 40 minutes would be the right amount of time, and the other half said about 30 minutes. And so we decided to just take the nearest step down first and see how that goes. It feels like that's the right amount of time for this group. So 40 minutes is what level 1 will be attending for class for the rest of the year. Lastly, like I said, you'll be getting a survey, and that survey is going to include a lot of questions, simple questions to answer, but important questions. And so just look for that. We're going to ask you questions about a couple of brand names like Golden Nugget. I'm not sure that's the right brand. A lot of people suggested Heart Mail or Heart to Heart, and a few others. Pearl is another idea. Gem is another thought for those messages that you're leaving for your children. And you'll be able to respond in that survey to that. Discover Time actually is a name that we're recommending for Class Time. We've never really loved Class Time because it's not really consistent with the energy and the feel of Explore Time, and we don't love calling it Class Time because we want it to be much different than what Class Time has meant in the past, traditionally speaking. And so we're going to ask you a question about renaming that to Discover Time. Important improvements. We're leaving the Golden Nuggets for your children. You can start leaving those messages for your children. Many of you figured that out, but if you haven't, look at that. It's on the landing page of every lesson plan. You can leave a message. You can answer that prompt and leave a video for your students every day. You don't have to do it every day, but the days that you do it, there'll be a special icon on their path that they can stop and listen to a message from you. You can also forward that to family members. So if you want to send that to dad and at work, or grandma or grandpa, or whoever, a friend that might be able to contribute to that specific prompt for that lesson that day, then you can use that forward option after you've left a message. It gives you the option to forward it on to someone, and that's really fun. So sometimes the kids have 2 or 3 or even 4 messages there that they can listen to from family and friends. The review game has improved significantly. We have a lot more improvements forthcoming. But so if you've kind of opted out of that review game because it was a little bumpy, maybe try that again. There's some significant improvements to the kinds of questions that we're asking, how we're building the questions, how we illustrate the questions through images, and the time that we allow for answering the questions has improved. We've just learned a lot about that review game, and we've improved the functionality of the game altogether. In the coming couple weeks, you're going to notice that when you join the review game at the beginning, if you join before class or Discover Time perhaps, in the first 10 minutes before that even starts, that review game starts, students' cameras will be on and they'll be able to just talk with each other and connect with each other and just chat like they're just coming into a classroom together. And then there'll be a countdown that counts down to the time that the review game starts, and they'll start their Explore Time that way. So that'll be a really fun improvement. Research and reason and research videos and reason and relate videos. They're going to have some of the most common controls. You notice that there's not a lot of controls. If you've watched the video, it's not saving where you left off. It's not letting you fast forward or rewind, skip forward, skip back, go full screen. All those kinds of functionality, all those kinds of common controls for video playback will be available to you within the next 2 weeks. When students leave video messages, when they're asked during the Explore experience, this is perhaps one of the most important things and innovative designs of a LiftEd lesson plan is that they can respond to questions and share videos and then listen to the videos of other students. They reteach and then they learn from other students in an asynchronous way. And pretty soon we're going to be adding reactions, so they can leave a thumbs up, or they can like a video, they can write a message to that student, and even later down the road, not in the next couple weeks, but probably in a few months, they'll even be able to send a video back to that student, just thanking them for the video or sending them a message about that video that they left. Again, all correspondence will be reviewable and monitored by the parent as well. Okay, let's see. Last three, hotspot interaction coming in the next 2 weeks. So we'll have a hotspot interaction that we call it. It'll be a stop during the research or the reason and relate, or both, where the students will be presented with several different places on a map, if you will. It'll be an image with little dots that they can click on and watch other videos, read other content, print something, and do an activity. Most of that will be video content and crowdsourced, curated content from YouTube and other places that have where we found good content. It'll all be embedded on the site in LiftEd and curated by us and provided in the platform. So that will be coming in the next 2 weeks as well. It's actually why our record videos are so short. Some of the parents have given some feedback that it doesn't seem like it's enough. And we don't think it is either, actually. For some, it might be plenty. And for others, it might need to be enriched, right, with more content. We did this intentionally because we wanted the students to have enough time to go exploring. That's why we call it Explore Time, because we had this in mind to build in these explore paths, these rabbit holes that they can run down and learn more about a concept and go deeper during the lesson. Optionally, which is important, because it gives the student the agency to decide. They get points for going and learning additional content, so there's some incentive there, but it's not required to complete the lesson. And that was also an important, psychologically speaking, we really didn't want to require everything that they complete, but we wanted to tee up good content, put it in front of them, and encourage them to choose to learn, to go deeper, or to go down a rabbit hole. Many examples of this. I won't share any here right now, but look for that in the next couple weeks too, and that'll be a really fun addition to LiftEd that we've had in mind for a long time, but we just haven't been able to get to it. Last thing. Oh no, I shared this already. Video cameras on before the review game. So 10 minutes before class, in the next 2 weeks, they'll join and they'll notice that their video cameras are on. They can turn it off if they want to, but we hope they keep it on and they get to know their class a little bit better in this live experience that they have during this Explore Time, or before this Explore Time. Lots of other ideas like this coming. I won't share them with you right now, but we're just scratching the surface of what we can do to connect students with great teachers, with great mentors, with each other, with good friends, with great content, with faith. All of this connection is at the heart of everything that we're doing with LiftEd, is making it an extremely connected experience, and hopefully you're seeing the benefits of that kind of connection. Again, connection to people, connection to great content, connection to faith, and most importantly, connection to you as you leave those messages and as you have discussions after LiftEd Explore Time and class time. Hopefully these are things that you're jumping off of with some of these prompt questions that we're giving you on the LiftEd platform. Oh my goodness, I didn't announce one of the most important things. Save the best for last. Coach Yahosh is coming back. Yes, indeed. I've talked with Coach Yahosh. We had a lot of parents give feedback that they miss Coach Yahosh. A lot of students as well. There was a lot of excitement on the webinar that we did last Friday about Coach Yahosh coming back. A lot of enthusiasm. It was unanimous that they would like to see Coach Yahosh. So he is coming back, and he will be with us next week. On Tuesday will be his first day with us again doing a Start Right video, so look forward to that. We bring Coach Yahosh back with some caution. He's so dynamic, and he's such a showman that I think sometimes the students weren't working out. They were just listening to him. We want the kids moving. We educate hearts, minds, and bodies here at American Heritage School, and so we feel like all the students have got the mind and heart learning down in the LiftEd platform, but it's the Start Right video where we can get the body engaged in a way that's that's encouraging better learning and teeing up explore time and class time for success. So what we're saying is, if we see the kids sitting because they're watching Coach Yahosh, we'll reduce the amount of Coach Yahosh in it. So that's up to you, parents, and up to the students, of course. So encourage your students to work out with Coach Yahosh, not just listen and watch him and laugh with him. All right, that's everything for today. Hope you enjoyed this particularly long live Facebook stream. Lots of announcements, lots of important things coming, lots of things that we've discussed that we needed to update you on, and hopefully you enjoyed that. All right, bye-bye.